The Rams are 2.5-point underdogs at home on the night that they hang a banner, which, and this just continues, I think, this ridiculous amount of pressure that's on the Bills.
The Bills, hype train, baby.
The Bills are going across the country. They are going to play in a furnace tonight. They are going against a team that is hanging the banner, and we know historically it's not easy to beat the team the night that they hang the banner in their own stadium. And they're 2.5-point favorites. Oh, and by the way, Sean McVay is 5-0 in Week 1 games as a head coach, and he's never, ever, ever had a losing record. That's an amazing fall out of the chair stat to me. In 5 seasons as coach of the Rams have never been under 500, which obviously requires you to win your Week 1 game to avoid going 0-1. So, and if you're the Rams, you're the ones that are supposed to have the biggest target on your back. Nope, the Bills do. This plays right into all the intangibles. I know that when it's time to start playing the game, it doesn't matter, but it kind of does. The Rams are the ones who can come into the game with a chip on their shoulder and a stick up their butt saying, we're not getting the respect. We're hanging the banner. We won the Super Bowl. They didn't even get to the AFC Championship, and everybody's all over the Bills. It really is amazing to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly where the hype train started. And I've heard you talk about this, that there's just this ridiculous amount of pressure on the Bills. And it's like, well, I don't really understand. Like, did it start with bettors? Because all the betting money seems to be on the Bills. And I guess that's, okay. So that's where it begins. But like, the Bills lost in the divisional round, right? Like they lost to the Chiefs because they blew a lead with 13 seconds left in the game. And I was with one of my best friends, and he's a big Buffalo guy, and he's singing, shout, let's go Buffalo. Oh my gosh, we're literally going to the Super Bowl. Oh man, we're going to crush Cincinnati. And then like 13 seconds happens, and then he's silent for the rest of the game. And then for like 20 minutes afterwards. Yeah, a little bit quiet.
A little bit softer now.
Yes, yeah, exactly that. So, I mean, like, and it's not that I don't think the Bills are over that. I think that if anybody has the right temperament to get them past that, it's Sean McDermott. It's Josh Allen. I like the way he leads that team. It's one of those things where he's loose, but he's serious. And I think sometimes the best teams, they have that. They have that kind of guy who can have you be that serious when he needs to be. But look, you got to keep it loose. You got to keep it light. You got to keep it fun. It's still football. But at the same time, it's like, like this hype train, it's on a runaway track right now. And I don't know, man. Like you said, look, Sean McVay has done extremely well in season openers. I was there. I've been there for 3 of them, actually, counting last year. But in 17, when they beat the crap out of the Colts, right? 18, they go up to Oakland and they defeat the Raiders in what was John Gruden's first game back as head coach. Right, last year, they kicked the crap out of the Bears at home, and you've got Deshaun Jackson like running down the field. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there's a lot of things that do play into the Rams' favor, including the fact that they're home raising a banner, putting up a second banner, actually, for the championship they also won in St. Louis. That's just going to
Don't talk about St. Louis. No, we do not talk about St. Louis.
Oh, please, Mike. I lived there and I worked for them when they were there. All right. So, they're hanging up the banner. So that's what we're going to say. All right. So,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a reference to the fact
Mike,
that the ring doesn't have the other trophy on it.
The ring has a second palm tree for the other trophy that they've won. If you would just read the literature, maybe you would know that, Mike, instead of just attacking people straight up. Boom, boom, boom.
So there's 1 trophy and 2 palm trees instead of just putting 2 trophies. Okay, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Now, what does make sense, though?
There are no palm trees in St. Louis, so I don't know.
Can I say something? Well, no, Stan Kroenke took them all. Can I say one thing, though, about the betting angle? Because this is how legalized gambling influences football. That's how the hype train got started. Once we started seeing the odds, once we started hearing where the money was being put months before the season even begins, that's how all this talk starts about the Bills, because everyone's trying to get ahead of the curve. They want to be right. They think that that's the way it's going to go. and a team that really shouldn't be the one with the giant bullseye ends up having the bullseye. I was saying this yesterday. The Titans were the 1 seed last year. The Titans lost in the divisional round. The Titans should have won the game against the Bengals. And I put them at number 8 in my power rankings, and people think I'm losing my damn mind. Now, I know that they've had some changes, and who knows how good they're going to be. But they're no different than the Bills from the standpoint of look at them and say this hype. I mean, why are we just conveniently glossing over the fact that Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator of the Bills, is gone, and a guy who's never been an offensive coordinator in Ken Dorsey, who was out of the NFL at one point between his time with the Panthers and the Bills. He was an assistant athletic director at Florida International. Now, all of a sudden, he's an offensive coordinator for the first time. And nothing against Florida International. I'm just saying this isn't some guy that we're just going to, like Norv Turner in his prime or something like. We don't know. We don't know what Ken Dorsey's going to do as the offensive coordinator of the Bills. But still, hey, choo-choo, hype train rolling down the tracks. I want to mention one other thing, too, before we focus more on the game. The 13-second thing. Our friend Tyler Dunn of GoLongTD.com had an item early in the offseason delving into the whole 13 seconds. And ultimately, it falls on Sean McDermott, the head coach of the team. And There's a sense that maybe he didn't take full accountability for it. So the question becomes how long that lingers into this season, if it lingers at all. Have they done enough to fumigate the building of 13 seconds? And I mention that because I think the handling of the Matt Araiza situation was weird in hindsight and in foresight and in every type of sight you can have. And we've talked about this. There's just this sense that things are off a little bit because of the pressure. And we'll see. We'll see. Best way to get it on is to kick the crap out of the Rams tonight and convince everybody that these ideas are misplaced and that they're able to go back to 0-0, the valley of 0-0, as Dennis Green used to call it, where you have to climb your way back out again. What you did last year doesn't matter. We'll see. It starts tonight, but it is astounding to me that they're 2.5-point favorites under these circumstances, and that it really hasn't moved all that much, that bettors should see value in this, and the line should move by now, and it hasn't.
Yeah, well, I think it's just one of those things where once people start seeing what they want to see, or once the money gets just put where it is, then boom, that's just kind of what we have. But yeah, I think that there's plenty of reason to think that the Rams can not only, cover, but win this game that is in their home stadium, where they should be pretty darn comfortable now, because the last time they were there, they were, making snow angels out of confetti.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.